Even though it could happen to anyone, the death of a Playboy Playmate is a particularly sad and puzzling event. We've collected the most intriguing cases of these glamorous lives being unexpectedly cut short. From rising stars like Dorothy Stratten to the iconic Marilyn Monroe, here are the 10 most mysterious Playboy Playmate deaths of all time. Number 10. Christina Carlin-Kraft. In a chilling case, the life of a former Playboy model was tragically cut short when she was discovered strangled to death in her Ardmore, Pennsylvania apartment. The trial of the alleged Philadelphia monster responsible for her brutal murder brought to light disturbing details that even he found too horrifying to face. According to testimony presented in court, Jonathan Wesley Harris, the accused killer, confessed to leaving the victim in such a battered state that he couldn't bear to look at her lifeless body. Quote, "I covered her with a blanket because I didn't want to see her like that. I knew she was hurt really bad." End quote, Harris allegedly admitted. Despite his confession, Harris pleaded not guilty to the August 2018 murder of Christina Carlin-Kraft. However, jurors were exposed to the harrowing account of Carlin-Kraft's final moments, as a detective read out Harris's admission of strangling her during a violent confrontation over cocaine. Harris stated that he first encountered the model in downtown Philadelphia and went with her to her home. Although he claimed their interaction began with mutual agreement, things took a dark turn when Carlin-Kraft refused to pay for drugs. In a disturbing act of violence, Harris confessed to hitting her, resulting in her falling to the ground. Providing further chilling details, Harris stated he carried the injured model to her bed and bound her hands to prevent her from retaliating. When she still refused to give him money for the drugs, he mercilessly punched her once again. As she desperately tried to call 911, Harris confessed to resorting to the unthinkable, choking her in a panic fueled by fear and confusion. Having realized the gravity of his actions, Harris described his frantic escape from the blood-stained crime scene. He fled through a back door and ultimately leaped from the balcony, seeking refuge from the horrors he had unleashed. Number 9. Ashley Mattingly. The tragic demise of a former Playmate who held the title of Playboy's Miss March in 2011 sent shockwaves through the world when she took her own life on April 15, 2020. The details revealed in the autopsy report are haunting. It was discovered that Mattingly, aged 33, used a handgun to end her life, as stated by the Travis County Medical Examiner's Office report obtained by TMZ. In a troubling discovery, the toxicology results revealed that she had opiates and benzos in her system when she died. In the days leading up to her suicide, Mattingly posted a perplexing Instagram video that hinted at her deteriorating mental state. She mentioned falling ill from alcohol consumption and being admitted to the hospital. In the video, she appeared disoriented, with an oxygen tube connected to her nose and a whimsical animal filter obscuring her face. Her slurred words pleaded with others to avoid excessive drinking, sharing the consequences she had faced. Her struggle with alcohol addiction was not a secret, as previous social media posts had also touched upon this battle. Mattingly had recently relocated from California to Austin, Texas, with the hope of finding solace and support from her family while working to rebuild her life. It was at her home in Austin that she was discovered after a concerned friend alerted the police, requesting a wellness check. Reports suggest that notes were found near her lifeless body, but the specific details surrounding her tragic death have remained scarce. Number 8. Stephanie Adams. In a shocking incident, former Playboy Playmate Stephanie Adams and her 7-year-old son were discovered dead on May 18, 2018. The distressing details indicate that they had checked into a New York City hotel the previous day, only to be found lifeless in the courtyard the following morning by a hotel guest. Adams and her estranged husband, Charles Nicolai, a Manhattan chiropractor, were locked in a bitter custody battle over their son, which had recently intensified when Nicolai filed for sole custody just days before their tragic deaths. Reports suggest that the couple had a history of frequent arguments, resulting in 10 domestic incident reports filed between them. Some involved each other, while others mentioned an unidentified woman connected to Adams. Adams had also lodged child abuse complaints against Nikolai, although authorities had deemed them, quote, unfounded. However, her most recent complaint led to his arrest after she claimed that he had fed their son food to which he was allergic. Despite the arrest, no further legal action was taken. The couple's conflicts had become so severe that they resorted to meeting at the police station to exchange their son in order to avoid confrontation. Adams hinted at potential domestic abuse in her last tweet, urging victims to seek support and prioritize their safety. The recent developments in the custody case seem to have pushed Adams to her breaking point. She expressed her desire to remove her son from the situation, but felt hindered by external forces. Tragically, it appears that she made the heartbreaking decision to end both her own life and that of her son. Medical authorities have confirmed the nature of the deaths, with Vincent's being ruled a homicide and Adams as a result of suicide. Autopsy findings revealed that Adams pushed her son out of a window before taking her own life, resulting in multiple injuries from the impact. This incident highlights the devastating consequences of a contentious custody battle and the importance of addressing domestic conflicts in a safe and supportive manner. Number 7. Star Stowe. Ellen Louise Star Stowe experienced both the glamorous life as a Playmate of the Month and the harsh reality of working as a sex worker. Tragically, her life took a dark turn when she was murdered while working as a prostitute in Fort Lauderdale. The details of her case remain unresolved, but detectives suspect that a serial killer may have been responsible, as her killing is linked to similar instances. In February 2023, an episode of ID's The Playboy Murders shed light on Star Stowe's long unsolved case. Reports indicate that she was killed and discarded on March 16, 1997, and it's believed that she was murdered between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Witnesses last saw her in her neighborhood on March 15th, and it is believed that she was with a client shortly before her death. Tragically, her lifeless body, partially undressed and showing signs of strangulation, was discovered on the sidewalk near a Coral Springs Eckerd pharmacy. The investigation into Stowe's murder was further complicated when another prostitute, Sandra K. Walters, was found strangled in a similar manner. Authorities began to suspect a serial killer was operating in the area as more female victims were discovered. Despite the passage of 2 decades, Stowe's unsolved case has once again garnered attention as the media brings it to the forefront. Number 6. Yvette Vickers. Get ready for a captivating tale that's sure to give you chills. We venture to Beverly Hills, California, where the mysterious story of Yvette Vickers unfolds. You may recognize her as a former Playboy Playmate and B-movie actress, gracing the screens in cult classics like Attack of the Giant Leeches, Sunset Boulevard, and Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. She even had the honor of being photographed by the renowned Russ Meyer for her debut Playboy spread. But tragedy struck on May 2, 2011, when a friend made a chilling discovery inside Vickers' Benedict Canyon home. Imagine finding her in a state akin to a mummy, her remains unrecognizable after being left undiscovered for nearly a year. While her fate wasn't as dramatic as the pharaohs of ancient Egypt with their preserved organs, her condition was hauntingly shocking. Susan Savage, concerned by the neglected mailbox filled with old letters and cobwebs, decided to check on Vickers. As she entered the house and ascended the stairs, she came upon a room with a small space heater, hinting at prolonged use and a hefty electrical bill. And there, on the floor, lay Vickers' dry and shriveled body, alongside a fallen cordless phone, disconnected from its cradle. The enigmatic circumstances surrounding Yvette Vickers' mummified state leave us with more questions than answers. How did she remain hidden for so long, forgotten by the world? The tale of this former Playboy Playmate takes a truly macabre turn, leaving us to ponder the secrets that lie behind closed doors. Number 5. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, the original blonde bombshell, burst onto the scene and captivated the world like no other. She dazzled as a sex symbol in the vibrant 50s and 60s, gracing the cover of the inaugural Playboy issue in December 1953. Known as one of history's most exquisite women, her allure was unrivaled. Yet beneath the glitz and glamour, Marilyn's life was a tumultuous journey. The weight of fame took its toll on her health and sanity, leading her down a treacherous path of alcohol and prescription drugs, a dark dance shared by many in the ruthless realm of Hollywood, even those much younger than her. Sadly, this dependency ultimately sealed her fate. On August 5, 1962, Marilyn Monroe was discovered lifeless in her Brentwood abode. The circumstances surrounding her death became a subject of intense speculation. Dr. Thomas Noguchi from the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office leaned toward the belief of a drug overdose, while Los Angeles Police Department officer Jack Clemens suspected foul play. The scene painted a haunting picture. The iconic actress lay unclothed, face down on her bed, her outstretched left hand reaching for the telephone on the nightstand. The room, void of any water or evidence of undissolved pills, was scattered with prescription bottles. As time has marched on, the mystery remains unsolved, leaving room for countless conspiracy theories to swirl in the air. Marilyn Monroe's memory, forever etched in Hollywood's collective consciousness, remains as radiant as ever, an enigma that refuses to fade away. Number 4. Anna Nicole Smith. The media circus that enveloped the tragic end of former Playboy Playmate Anna Nicole Smith left a mark on our collective memory. And how could it not? Anna Nicole Smith was a force to be reckoned with, her unforgettable presence leaving an everlasting impression. In a cruel twist of fate, the alluring blonde was discovered lifeless in her sanctuary at the seminal Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, her body succumbing to the unintended consequences of an overdose that involved a staggering 9 prescription drugs. This devastating event came merely a year after Smith had to endure the heartbreaking loss of her 20-year-old son Daniel, who tragically fell victim to the clutches of drug-related circumstances in the Bahamas. As if the tragedy wasn't enough, the story took another dramatic turn when Smith, on the precipice of her untimely demise, had recently given birth to her daughter, Danny Lynn. This joyous occasion swiftly transformed into a tumultuous storm of uncertainty as the question of paternity loomed large. In a twist reminiscent of a real-life Maury episode, multiple men came forward vying for the title of father. Fueling the flames of media frenzy even further, Smith was embroiled in a relentless legal battle with Pierce Marshall over her jaw-dropping $450 million inheritance from the oil magnate, J. Howard Marshall. Anna Nicole Smith knew how to craft scandal with a deft touch, much like her idol Marilyn Monroe. Controversy seemed to follow her every step, and in the end, it clung to her until her last breath. While the immediate cause of her demise may have been revealed, the true reasons behind her tragic end remain shrouded in mystery, forever haunting our thoughts. Anna Nicole Smith, a name that will forever echo with a mix of fascination, allure, and unanswered questions. Number 3. Jayne Mansfield. Jayne Mansfield, an original Hollywood and Broadway blonde bombshell, made an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Her beauty and allure were celebrated when she graced the pages of Playboy as their esteemed Playmate of the Month, captivating readers with her nude appearances throughout her illustrious career. However, it was Jayne Mansfield's unapologetic penchant for provocative publicity stunts that truly set her apart. With a mischievous flair, she strategically accidentally revealed glimpses of her anatomy, using clever wardrobe choices and deliberate movements to expose her enticing assets, particularly her breasts, to the public eye. Tragically, the curtain fell on Mansfield's career on June 28, 1967, in a catastrophic event. Alongside her boyfriend, Sam Brody, their driver, and her children, she collided with a tractor-trailer that had abruptly slowed down on the road. The impact was devastating as their vehicle not only struck the massive truck, but also slid beneath it, tearing off the top of the car in a horrifying spectacle. The collision claimed the lives of all of the adults in the front seats. In the aftermath, police photographs emerged, fueling sensational rumors surrounding Jayne Mansfield's fate. The image, seen by the public, hinted at a gruesome decapitation. Among the wreckage, a tangled mass of blonde hair caught in the shattered windshield belonging to Mansfield. However, the official cause of death listed on her certificate was a, quote, crushed skull with avulsion of cranium and brain. It is surmised that she may have been either scalped during the accident or that her wig was dislodged in the violent impact, adding an unsettling layer of uncertainty to the tragic event. Number 2. Jasmine Fiore. Once a contestant on VH1's I Love Money and Megan Wants a Millionaire, Ryan Jenkins became a household name for all the wrong reasons. Amidst the glitz and glamour of reality TV, a sinister shadow loomed. His ex-wife, the captivating Playboy model Jasmine Fiore, met a tragic end that shocked the world. On that fateful August 15, 2009, her lifeless body was discovered, brutally strangled and callously packed into a suitcase. Her remains had been gruesomely mutilated, a macabre attempt to erase any chance of identification. Ryan Jenkins, the prime suspect in this heinous crime, had been married to Fiore for a mere 5 months. Charged with her murder, he chose to evade justice by taking his own life before facing trial. The grotesque state in which Jasmine Fiore's body was found only added to the horror. Authorities stumbled upon her discarded remains in a garbage bin. To hinder identification, her teeth and fingertips had been deliberately removed. The savage brutality inflicted upon her included a broken nose and severe beatings. Astonishingly, her breast implants, each bearing a unique serial number, served as the keys to confirming her identity. In a desperate bid to escape the consequences of his actions, Ryan Jenkins fled to his native Canada. While facing charges for Fiore's murder, he met his own demise in a hotel room in Hope, Canada on August 23, 2009. His lifeless body hung from a haunting noose, a grim testament to the depths of his despair. Left behind was a chilling suicide note titled Will and Testament, offering a disturbing glimpse into his troubled mind. Within the letter's pages, an unsettling duality emerged. Love and frustration intertwined as Jenkins expressed both adoration and jealousy towards Fiore. The contradictions painted a portrait of a troubled soul, torn between passion and possessiveness, ultimately leading to unspeakable tragedy. This grim tale serves as a stark reminder of the harrowing consequences that can arise when reality and the pursuit of fame collide in the most sinister of ways. Number 1. Dorothy Stratten. Dorothy Stratten tops this list because she ended up with the wrong guy, which is a horrible way to die. Dorothy Ruth Hoogstraten was just 17 years old when she sent nude images to Playboy magazine with the help of Paul Snyder, a 26-year-old club promoter and literal pimp. Despite the fact that she was underage, the two met while Stratten was working part-time at a Dairy Queen in Vancouver, and they instantly fell in love, much to the dismay of Stratton's mother. In 2 years, Stratten had moved to Los Angeles with Snyder and was working as a bunny at the Century City Playboy Club, where her last name had been changed to Stratten. Following her triumph on television and the completion of her first and only major film, They All Laughed, Stratten had an affair with the film's director, Peter Bogdanovich. Several others, including Hugh Hefner, had warned Stratten about her association with Snyder, calling him, quote, a hustler and a pimp. Snyder, on the other hand, was not about to let Stratten go without a fight. He hired a private investigator to follow her, and on August 14, 1980, when the two agreed to meet at Snyder's house to discuss divorce, he vowed that no one would ever follow her again. He shot Stratten in the face, strapped her lifeless body to a, quote, love contraption, slept with her body for about a half hour, and then blew out his own brains. Snyder's roommates discovered both of them naked on the floor, surrounded by ants. Stratten was barely 20 years old when she died, and 2 films, Death of a Centerfold and Star 80, were eventually filmed about her tragic life and death. She really deserved so much more. And that concludes our journey through the perplexing world of Playboy Playmate deaths. We hope this video has shed some light on the mysterious fates that have befallen these captivating women. Remember, behind the glamorous facade, these playmates were real individuals with dreams, aspirations, and stories that deserve to be remembered. This has been the 10 most mysterious Playboy Playmate deaths of all time. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.